Okay. I just want to make sure I'm live everywhere where I need to be live. Sorry guys, just making sure that this is fine. Okay, let's see. Let's see what's going to happen today. Okay guys, sorry, just... Welcome everybody to the Overthinking Football Show. My name is George Mokwena, I'm your host, and this of course is a show where we love South African football. We love African football, and every now and then we go overseas. Now today is a special presentation because the league is back. League football is back. So Kaizer Chiefs takes on Richards Bay. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. We're about to kick off. Then I'll give you all of the information about this. Oh. Okay, we're off. Welcome, everybody. Okay, so Kaizer Chiefs takes on Richards Bay. As it stands right now, Kaizer Chiefs, 2 wins. 2 wins from their first 2 games for 6 points to lie number 2 on the log. Kaizer Chiefs, of course, have played 2-1-2, drawn 0, and they have lost 0. They've scored 3 goals and they've conceded no goals up to this point. And then, of course, Richards Bay, on the other hand, sitting at number 15, the other side of the log, where they've played 2, won none, drawn none, and they've lost 2 games. They've scored 1 and conceded 3, if I'm not mistaken, for 0 points. Now, in the last 5 games, Richards Bay has 3 losses and 2 wins. And then, of course, Kaizer Chiefs has 3 wins and 2 losses to their name. In the last 5 games that these two have played against each other, Kaizer Chiefs has 3 wins. There's been no draws, and then of course Richards Bay has won 2 of those games. When we look at the starting lineups, for Chiefs, in the last 5 games, 3 wins, 2 losses. Last game out was a win versus Polokwane City after a win versus Stellies. Starting lineups: Peterson in goal, Cross, McCarthy, Miguel Munyane, Celem, Tetwa, Shabalala, Duba, Lilepo, and Ndlovu. Imagine. Okay, here comes a corner from Kaizer Chiefs, headed wide. Then, of course, Richards Bay has Magula in goal. By the way, fun fact, Magula is actually statistically the 3rd best keeper when it comes to clean sheets last season in the league. Kumalo Mabua, Mtrinega, Vilakazi Zikali, Mtetwa, Kumete, Mtembunzama, and Mahala. That is the starting lineup for Kaizer Chiefs. This is very interesting about Kaizer Chiefs. Today, they've got Mtetwa, they've got Ndlovu, they've got Kimangcele, and they've got Shabalala, who are probably going to be occupying the central spaces in this game, which is very interesting because you want to see what they're going to do. Now, coach has said that what they're going to do today, here comes Chiefs. Yusuf Ben Khalid has come out and said that they're going to play a fast game. They don't want to hold the ball too much. They don't want to slow the game down possession-wise. They just want to play a very fast brand of football. And maybe that's where the understanding of having the 4 players in is that you're probably going to see Munyane up high. You're probably going to see Cross up high. So it becomes very important to see how you're going to defend when you lose the ball. I don't know if I'm with this. honestly speaking. But yeah, it is what it is. That is how they are coming into this game. So we're probably going to see very little midfield play from Kaizer Chiefs, which makes sense, I guess, to a degree, because we haven't been able to play through the middle very well. I didn't know y'all were playing. I just thought there was no show today. Guys, the show starts at 8. The show starts at 8. So that's going to be very interesting. When it comes to Richards Bay, Ronnie Gabriel, the coach, has bemoaned the number of chances that they missed. That is what he's talking about, that look, they're creating chances, they're just not finishing them off. And that is the reason why they find themselves second to last on the log. Again, very interesting chats to say, but those are the guys are there. So yeah, let's see what's going to happen. Guys. This was actually a gift from Pirates. So I'm like, let's support Abomaki during this very tough time. No, I'm kidding. Okay, 0-0, 3 minutes in. Let's see. 0-0, 3-0, 0-0, sorry, 3 minutes in. Here comes a free kick from Richards Bay on the left-hand side of their attack. They're going to try to put it into the box and get something there. What's very interesting about defense is I think Aiden McCarthy is incredible. I think Aiden McCarthy has come in and shown that you think about Dortley Stellis to come back, they are very good. Obviously his father is Fabian McCarthy, legend. So he's got some of those defensive genes in him, and he's fit very well with Miguel, who tends to be a lot more attacking. He tends to be somebody who jumps out and wants to play football. He almost gets sucked into the game a lot. So it's good to have a cooler head in the McCarthy boy. But then look, this is what we were talking about. Cross is nowhere to be found because he's attacking. Let's see the setup. I think Tele has gone into the center. Oh, there we go. Nangundlovu. Monyane is picking up. Hey, we're going to have to look out for that, eh? We're going to have to look out for that. Siaminya FC in assembly hate wash session. Niminyelani, guys. Niminyelani. Butlale. No, guys. Oh, mama giftile. Sometimes you wear these things just to show that Angitibati we're biased. So I want to show that we're not biased, guys, when we're speaking about football. We're speaking about football. Look, let me show you. Let me show you something else. You see? Eh? Yeah, babe. So, guys, it is what it is. We love football. Okay, here comes the cross. Good evening. It was careless of Kaizer Chiefs to not know the registration will take this long. Natal Rich Boy playing good only when they face Kosi. Rainbow Nation, guys. Rainbow Nation. Rainbow Nation. There, Butlal. Rainbow Nation. Guys, 6 minutes in. Yeah, Chiefs is not doing enough here. Velile. Okay, 6 minutes in, guys. I didn't ask. Tell me, what do you think your predictions? What is this game going to end as? How do you feel this game is going to end? Please let me know there in the comments where you feel who's going to score and how many goals are going to be scored and things like that, and why. Kaizer Chiefs, even though they've won the 2 games, I don't think they've been the strongest that they've been. But it just so happens that Stellenbosch, for example, is the team that plays the football that makes Chiefs look great, because they play a brand of football that allows ping pong to be played. When you play versus a low block, as Coach Ashilo Nai, Yusuf Ben Khalil, he said that they're going to be facing a lot of low blocks, so they're trying their best to find ways to break low blocks. And for those who are fighting me, he agrees that the games that Chiefs has played up to this point haven't been the best. He's looking for a lot more individual brilliance from the Chiefs players. But I don't know, man. I still feel like it's Chiefs, man. It needs to go. You need to have some order up front. Like, you need to be able to make a move or two so that you're able to see, okay, masfiga lana, pasa lana, sienza. So this thing of letting everybody go, I think it's hurting the Chiefs quite a bit. Scrappy 1-0, 2-1. Lots of Kaizer Chiefs. I'm not leaving. I need to say I'm a support, Dr. T. No, Nabi, guys, remember Nabi. Oh, Chipper scored. Chipper scored. By the way, guys, I know it's the Chipper. Hey, Chipper scored. They got rid of a coach. Patela has been moved out. Coach pound for pound is back on the bench. And Musa Nyatama has taken over. Musa Nyatama, man, hey, he has luck for all of these jobs, eh? Every time move you and Jay, he's got something. Kanti, where's Nabi? Oh yes, Nabi is in Tunisia. His wife fell and punctured her lung. She fell off a ladder, if I'm not mistaken, and punctured her lung. So she was in hospital. So he went back, obviously, immediately. And he's looking after her. It's still not clear when he's going to be back. It's still unclear, but we pray for a speedy recovery for his wife on that side. That is why he's not here. But when is Nabi going to... You see, Zaz, I love that you saw that little distinction. Nabi's not coming back. Trusted sources, Ben Khalil going forward. Hebanna, Echo. I want my money, I did say. No, Velile, you did say. I just didn't think it was going to be like this. I didn't think it was going to be a situation where, he's not leaving because Chippa was angry. He's leaving apparently, allegedly, because him and Usnesi Pomali don't get along. Technical director and coach not getting along. So rulani, Flemingberg, so Duba's again on the pitch. He's wasting us. Durban City scored. He's back next week. Okay. No, I'm going with what's being said. There's a trusted source that says he's not coming back, apparently from Echo. Nechi says the assistance is better. Look, I think what Chiefs has done in this game is separate the two sides. So they've gone, there's an attacking side and there's a defending side. Monyani is still doing the thing. Well, no, wait. Here comes Lilepo. You know what I don't like about Lilepo running up the wing? Okay, you beat everybody, and then what? Are you crossing to Mdu? Noduba, are you crossing to those two? That's who you're looking at with the crosses. I don't understand that. I would have maybe loved to see them more central with Lilepo, making runs in behind more than runs out wide in order to take care. But I guess he is helping Munyani quite a bit today, so maybe that's the plan. Ox! Basic Kangaga! You're the central defensive mid. Like sometimes when you watch football and you think about the logic of moves, you're the central defensive mid. You have just gotten you're chasing a player. Rather, you lose going towards your own goal posts, so he turns back. But then if you go that side and you leave him to run, sometimes like logically, it doesn't make sense. Look at where Cross is. Now, who's he playing it to? Let's see. I don't understand. Who's on the bench? Ntwari Frosla, Kwinika Mako. Like, this is the type of football you should have played with. Shot there by Blilepo. You see? More central. He's inside. He's got a little bit more. That's the type of football you play with a Morris. You play with a Morris or you play with a Chivavairo. OT, where does Velipa and Bartman fit into our system? Echo, I don't know. For me, my confusion is that if Vilakazi, Zwane, Abokhatebe, and all of those players were not getting chances as youngsters, where does Velipai and Bartman, where are they going to play? I've often said that for me, Chiefs is not a developing team. So if you bring those guys, can you guarantee that they're going to have game time? Can you guarantee that they're going to play? And I don't think Chiefs can do that. So if you're taking kids and piling them on top of each other, now Hlongwane has just been promoted. What's going to happen? Where is Velipai that much better than the youngsters that are already at Chiefs that uzo champi Q? And maga champi Q uzo yapi? You know, no, Fandenom, here's the difference. I got given this. This was a gift from the Pirates. So, certain people, I'm not going to speak about them, haven't. So, Oti, where does Igataro fit into this Messi squad? I think Igataro, God's power, it's going to be very interesting. I think he could be the best striker that we have. He could be the best forward in terms of play that we have. Amafoa's way too, they are very ball-centric. They love the ball. They love to touch the ball. They love to play the ball. Nobody's like out and out striking where you go, as in, guys, I don't care for the build-up play. I don't care for looking fancy. I need to score. And maybe this is where Chiefs needs to pick and say, how are we going to facilitate our attack? Oh, goal. Is that a goal? Yes, sis. Yo, Devon City. Yo, you Mazinho and Hunt. 1-0, arrows. You have to facilitate. So it's either, if you want to bring Abomdu and you want to play Abomdu Abomodi, you want to play Aboduba, maybe you need somebody who's like a Mahopa. Maybe you need a striker who's unselfish, a target man who'll put the ball onto, a plate for the guys who are playing. Do you want to go wide and cross? Then maybe you should be playing Abomoris. Abomoris would then be coming in, and maybe you'd look out for more of that type of play. I think we have to decide what type of play do you want to see from Kaizer Chiefs. Right now, it's up and up because, for example, we're going to be crossing to Ndlovu. So we go wide. The ball plays all the way wide, right? Watch. If you're crossing the ball in at some point, look at the guys who are in the box. I don't know if Ndlovu is a winner of headers. I don't know. Mara, I don't trust that he can. You get what I mean? And then when they cycle in and out, you still have to figure out, okay, where does everybody go? It feels like when we get into the final third, we're just playing. It's just a play. It's just, hey, Nizabona Pambili. There's nothing that's saying, okay, this is what we are aiming to do. Watch Abos Kukune now. Abos Kukune, that Bradley Grobler, I think he scored 3 goals because Tinkler's gone. You know what, guys? There's a specific way that this man plays. Let's play that way. That's where my questions lie. No. So, I'm not saying I love him, but I'm saying that I think I'm tired of us signing players and then wanting them to do different things to what they've been doing. Umoris, even in the goal that he scored versus us, showed that he's a striker that is a cross striker. You need to get wide and put in, as Supersport is. You need to do that. So if you're not going to do that, you're sort of wasting the player. So I'm not saying that he's the answer. I'm just saying that, okay, if he's on the pitch, I can't be asking Morris to drop back and play 10 because he loses the ball quite a bit. I can't be false nining Morris, for example. What's going on with Mtetwa, guys? What's going on with Mtetwa, guys? This is not the Mtetwa that we got from Stellenbosch. The way he gives away the ball. We must just make him a Makaula, yes. Wait, Porika, don't play the ball. Look, positioning wise, there's one Chiefs player in the box. What is the point of this? It's okay, Edwin, it's okay. Nothing too special. We never overload the 18-yard area with players when we attack. That's why we never have options. Yazi cupcake, Cyril Ramaphosa. That's true. Mu Presidente, that's true. The problem is that when we get into again, I don't know what Chiefs wants to do in the final third. That's all I'm saying. I'm not sure what the ideal situation for Chiefs is. It just feels like they want to create as much chaos in the box and hope that Dipola man falls towards whoever it falls to, similar to what happened with the goal Yagan Ndlovu last game out. So I'm not sure, and it worries me because there's downhill games where you're going to win. There's downhill games where you're going to score the one goal and you'll be fine. But then that's not a reliable system for 30 games in a season. You know? Here comes cross. Cut back, cut back, cut back. Oh. I said Ox is not in the game, says Mudise. He's becoming sales. Dololo creativity in the middle. I don't get why Ngobo isn't starting, says Bafana. Mr. OT. We will Uganda Richards Bay another last minute chance. Otiaba Ox don't train, they only exercise. Shawa marondo chimini, amarondo pela, amarondo and photo opportunities. Korani says Chiefs is back to default settings. What is the original style? Chiefs has been back then. They can't stick to the old Chiefs style. Well, Tevin, I just want them to pick something. Like pick something. I sometimes feel about our teams in the PSL, right? That, sweeper keeper engaga. Sweeper keeper engaga. Kind of who's the Siwelele goalkeeper? Hi, guys. What was that? Polokwane City has scored. Oh, okay. What was that? Yo. Yeah, so you have to, I feel that PSL teams need to pick something and make sure that you become good at the one thing. If you want to play the ball on the floor, make sure that you've orientated your whole club to playing the ball on the floor. You get what I mean? Like make sure that you everything you guys are doing, whether it's the development, the players you sign, the coaches you sign, is towards playing that football. If you want to cross the ball, make sure you're crossing the ball. Think about it. When Chiefs came second that year, when Sundowns beat us on the final day, that was the Chiefs that we may not have liked what they were doing. A lot of people may not have liked what they were doing, but they knew exactly what they were doing. Nokovic was brought in for a reason. Sussman was brought in for a reason. Frosler was brought in for a reason. There was a play that was going to, at the very least, make sure that you can be number one up until the final day, as much as we feel how we feel about how that happened. I don't know how many teams are that focused on what they want to do. And I'm not saying that helicopter football, okay, personally I believe that maybe we should go back to helicopter football, but I'm not saying that helicopter football is the be-all and end-all of how you want to play. What I'm saying is, guys, you have to know what you want to do. Mangsa and the Chiefs, I need to know. As the Mausa and Agu Pirates, for example, Bilibili understands that, okay, Nglandu Lunkota, Nglandu Saleh. This is how I play. This is what I do. This is what Pirates is good at. This is what I'm good at. This is what I'm going to be asked for. I don't know if Chiefs players know that. Like when Dovu signed, I don't think he thought that he'd be playing a roving attacking 8 in a game like this. Ulilepo sometimes is right wing, sometimes is left wing, sometimes he's cutting inside, sometimes he's not. I don't know. Well and truly, the only positions where I sort of understand what they're doing is the left and the right back, because now we've seen this too many times for us to be questioning what they want. They want their left back to be high. They want Munyani to not go wide, but to cut inside of Lilepo, to sort of underlap Ulilepo. It's something that we've seen a lot of. But in terms of the general play, I'm unsure, eh? See, look. Belil. Can I say there is no plan of attack, no structure? Exactly, Edwin. Exactly. Igodaro is going to give you effort at the very least. So that's why maybe as a striker, he might be one of the hungrier strikers that we'd have and actually wants to strike. Haven't healed from Uganda last night. Guys, shame. Kikos, ne? Kikos. Yes, says Kos. Oh, what a, yo. We're only playing with Munyani. Coach made a mistake by starting 3 CMs, center mids. Is Chiefs playing long balls, helicopter football? Not really. They're playing wide, but the wide is not giving them any returns. Watching Chiefs is like going to gym without a plan, but you hope for results as well. Most teams in Europe, they don't just sign. Is costing the team. Our left side is Pap. only, yeah, Munyane, to be fair to him, ne, I question the Munyane signing, but Munyane has been the outstanding player for Chiefs for me up to this point in terms of consistency. He's been the guy. Lababanye, I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, I always say, you see, Abu Claudi, it's 1v1. Nobody's coming in to support, but yet there's no crosses. Like, it's you know, it's frustrating because it's like, okay, Masit is Funuk Talipola. Mteto's got the ball here, and Ndlovu should be opening up right now. Okay, if we're going wide, when are you going to play the cross in then that finishes the move? But then they're going to keep going back and probably lose it at some point because of a loose pass, because of the positioning of the players. Like, it doesn't make sense. And that thing I said about the right back coming inside, that has changed today. Oh, there goes Munyan. There goes Munyan. You see, like, can we cross? Munyane, give me a cross. Thank you. Like, can you finish the move then? Because they're just running around. This game needs mshish. You always this poor, but I've won games. You will win here too. Yeah, Sanele, that's the only thing that you think about here, ne, is that the other teams are as poor. Like, for example, if Richards Bay wants to beat Chiefs in this game, it's all about coordinating a counterattack. It's all about saying, okay, when we win the ball back, our first ball out, even if it's not to a player, has to be wide. So try get McCarthy to bite on a ball because cross, there's no hope of cross coming back and helping you out. Look, now they've cycled again. Now let's picking up the ball and Umteto. Let's just hope we win. Yeah, you see, better. There we go. There we go. If you want to use Duba, do that. Don't have Cross go all the way up. Play the ball faster, as the coach had said. It's weird, man. It's weird. Anyway, sorry guys, no TV. I can't show you because of copyright. I miss Kingston Carter. We need revenge. I expected a more attacking lineup knowing that Richards Bay play a low block, but we're winning. Do you know what's funny? I probably would have been more afraid of Richards Bay if they still had Umtsundwana. Because Umtsundwana would probably put Munyane under pressure and he'd probably take advantage of the space. Now, he doesn't do much, but if you had a Richards Bay that had Umtsundwana and Umbutuma on the pitch, Richards Bay probably wins this game, right? And I guess that's the tragedy of South African football also, that these teams lose some of their more important players. I'm not going to say good or great players, but they lose the players that, Lilepo, Nkosiami. Logan Bugel individual brilliance, just pass the ball, bro. Right? Like, you see, get Aiden. Or what if you can get Aiden to bite like that in a time where you catch them in transition? Cross has nothing pace-wise. Ndlovu's lack of control is nullifying him too. This game needs a Ribeiro. Tate khoza with tshwara, man. And Barnes says Andres, Tsundwan and Butuma were scary. The thing is, they weren't scary that much, but then against this Chiefs, like, you see the gap because you've got Claudi up top and Munyane. And then watch the positioning. Mtetwa is pushing all the way up to here. You have Ucele there. Now, Tsundwan at the very least would occupy that space on the left wing, right? And they would counter very quickly, especially Timiaga Coach Kanu. Timiaga Coach Kanu was very good at those type of things. I remember the game where they killed Supersport 3-1 or something like that. That's what you'd want to see here. This one is probably going to sit back. Second half, they're going to start coming alive a little bit and putting Chiefs under pressure. Right now, I think they're just trying to hold on for as long as possible. We'll have to look out for a critical phase here. So last 10 minutes before halftime, maybe something happens. Mara, there's no there's no counter pressure that's being put on Kaizer Chiefs right now. Richards Bay is just honoring the fixture up to this point. It could change later on. So I was saying that Abong Butuma and Abong Tsundwana, at the very least, all I'm counting for Tsundwana is not even to be good. I'm just saying that he would be in that space, consistently in that space. You get what I mean? But yeah, whippy. Richards Bay are going to play counter-attack. I hope they do at some point, just for the good of the game. Otherwise, we're going to watch like a boring 0-0. You see, Chiefs is just hoping, like they're hoping a ball goes through. That needed Lilepo more. He would have. Do you know what's crazy? Bongs. We spoke about this, I think, on 3-Man Press, but we spoke about it. I spoke about it with somebody, I'm not sure. But I was saying that something that's lacking in our game, for me, is role players. And when I mean role players, it's the guys who facilitate Nazo, get him to bite. Yellow card. What did I say? You counter quickly, you isolate one of the sides, more specifically cross, and you make Aiden have to come out and bite more often. That is what's going to put Chiefs under pressure. Just that one move. And if it wasn't for the foul, that man is gone. So that's why I'm saying that Chiefs is worrying me, because I don't know if the structure, because watch, Miguel is chasing. I can guarantee you if you go to a wide, there's a man running in on the other side or a man running in far post. Remember when we played, was it Supersport? What's his name, man? Saile killed us. Remember what they did? Attack, absorb, when you go out, push out like this and have a man running far post. Miguel doesn't have the situational awareness to know what's happening behind him. Ooh, he sees the ball. And if you can beat Aiden, then you've got a through pass through to the far post, because Munyane might not be there. This is where it's very weird for me, because you look at the starting lineup and you see Tetwa playing with Ndlovu, playing with Cele. One of them needs to pick up the role of cover. One of them needs to pick up the role. It's either you cover wide. Makaula does this very well. It's either you cover wide or you cover centrally the way that mokwena covers. Come inside, then facilitate, allow Aiden to go out without having to put the other guy into trouble. Mikel, you have to, and I don't think we are structured for that. I'm more worried about silly fouls. Last game we lost due to a goal from a free kick. Murisa says bad selection from the coach. Tell me what Ndlovu's role. That's what I'm saying. Like, part of me, every time I watch Chiefs, I think about my team and I go, guys, I'm hoping that you've chosen something. What I was hoping for this game, when you look at the starting lineup, was more of, I'll use Liverpool as an example. Liverpool from years ago, where the midfield was like Henderson and Milner and Wijnaldum, and their job was not to play football. Their job was to clean up so that Mo Salah can play. So those guys were just a hard-running midfield that was bypassed. So what I was thinking, even from what coach was saying at the beginning, was that maybe what was going to happen was you're going to get the ball to your right or left backs, you're just going to ping it forward, or you're going to do what Cross did on the left-hand side and play that early ball into Uduba. That's what I was thinking. I did not think Ndlovu was going to be playing as almost a 10. That is something I did not account for. And it feels like it's just another throw at the dice. Like they're just throwing, like, balahlela whatever, just to see what works. They're hoping something might work here. It's concerning. It's concerning. No, not halftime yet. We're still 13 minutes away from halftime. There's the foul I was talking about. Is under pressure. Can't show you the game, guys. Copyright. Someone tell me Ndlovu's role in this game. The coach set him up for failure. Hi man, there's still people on. It's weird. I'm confused with our midfield. There's no creativity. We're not effective whenever we try to attack. Guys, creativity is overrated. Now I just need a move that you do 3 or 4 times, 3, 4, 5 times, and you score your goal. Like just a move, guys. Just a move. Just okay. We're playing the ball to Munyane. Munyane is going to try free Lilepo. Lilepo is going to cut it back to the top of the box. Like the problem is that we give too much freedom. You see, Duba was angry there because Duba wanted the ball. We give too much freedom to our players. And I don't know if they're worthy of the freedom. And this is the PSL as a whole. I don't know if they're worthy of the freedom. I mean, even Man City play structured football where everybody knows where they need to be. And even their creativity is in a box. Like it's in a specific situations where you can be creative. I think we need more of that. This thing of letting them run riot in J, guys. Gavin Hunt when they do these things. I would actually have Cele in the role Dlovu's playing now, but Cele beats the press better. Then what's the point of having Shabalala on? Not Shabalala, what's the point of having Tetwa on? You know what I mean? That's why I'm like, there we go again. Look at the run. Guys, please watch. Watch number 16 from Richards Bay. Miguel always gets pulled by the ball, even if there's cover and there's a space. I'm telling you guys, that's literally how Supersport scored versus Chiefs last season. Abu Sail. You beat Cross because Cross is not there. You beat Aiden, or you run at Aiden. Miguel is already chasing that way, and because Umunyana Geko, there's literally a free man running central. Literally a free man every single time. Like Awumtetwa and Abondlovu and Nabokele are not tracking that runner. They're not watching that space. If Richards Bay wants to beat Chiefs today, I'll say it again. Quinika, okay. Quinika, captain even. Okay, Aiden McCarthy off. Quinika's captain. Wasn't Miguel. If the coach wants to play his wing backs, is Cross the best option? No. Cross is the best option as a third centre back. If you want to play wing backs, rather go back 3 with 2 wing backs as a 5, and then have Cross just sit. Cross contract back. And you've got an extra man for no reason. Like, for example, Umtetwa is just following the game right now. Like, and then he loses the ball. I would sacrifice one of them. I would sacrifice one of them. Personally. Chiefs will win 1-0 and on goal will be scored. Can't share the screen, guys. Last time I don't have the rights to show. So the moment I turn my screen, I'm going to be banned. It's happened many times before, even just with sound. So this is a watch along, guys. It's not a watch. Half time, I'm going to let 5 people in. We're going to speak to each other and analyze what's happening. And then if we can reach 25,000 likes, I'll leave it open in the second half in terms of the multi-guest, and everybody will be able to jump in and give me a minute or 2 of their thoughts. I cannot show you the game, guys, unfortunately. Oh, Rebs. Don't remind me of a Supersport game. Running with not knowing what to do with the ball once you get over the 18 area is crazy business. Yeah, no, it's insane. It's insane. Count up the wing. He's making the run. Okay, thank you. La Hotel Shem Makosi. Is Nabi Peck says Boginho? I don't know. Tabang says, I get him to do his higher up. Trelle's role is to beat the first line pressing, or so I believe. But he's not there. That's why Mtetwa has lost the ball so many times. Look at where Trelle is popping up. Guys, there's no tactical discipline here. There's no tactical discipline. At least we got a cross finally. Yes, Munyane, top of the box. Just keep doing that then. Like I said, again, top of the box. If it means you run to the wing to take it to the top of the box, just keep doing that. This is how you see a team that is structured and a team that is not. Tell me one repeatable action that Chiefs has done in this game so far. Like a repeatable way you're like, oh, okay, this was the plan. You get me? But I guess we survived because there's a lot of poorer teams. The coach did not know how to set up against Richards Bay. Hi, Michelle. I'm watching the game on it. Sorry, Ora. Sorry. Chiefs is not ready for Sundowns. Joe, welcome. Okay, 38 minutes in. It is still 0-0. Chiefs has had the better of the possession, you would say. I think territorially wise, they've been more into sort of the final third of Richards Bay, more than Richards Bay has them. So, we'll see. Guys, is Zita the main captain then? I thought Miguel was the main captain. Oh, we've got so many dressing room captains in the country. Great guys in the dressing room, Mara. Oh, you can't trust them to play. Very interesting that he gave the armband over. Mtetwa, where are you going? Hi guys, Mtetwa. What's happening with Mtetwa? Watch Celeone build up from the back. He's the one dropping deep out of positions. No, but Tabang, watch. They rotate. Him and Mtetwa rotate. Mtetwa has been losing a lot of balls from the build-up position. Now they've switched again. When it's too high a grade for these players. Sorry to say, it's too high a grade. They're asking too much from these guys. Like just give somebody the role. Just give somebody the job. Hey, your job is not to build up the ball. Must build up. Nzobani too, but then Kailer's going to be the one that builds up the ball. You are just there to be a bodyguard, man. When we're attacking, when you're getting attacked or caught on transition, you come back, you fall into the center backs, or you come back and you guard wide. Like, I still believe that the answer to Chiefs' problems is just to simplify the game. Just simplify it. All of this extra stuff, has modern football. Modern football. Oh, modern football is the worst, man. Because we all believe that everybody here is Xavi and Busquets and Iniesta and all of those guys. Guys, it's not Xavi and Iniesta. Sometimes just make it simple. I want you to go from A to B. Mtu hasn't been in this game. I want you to go from A to B. When you've got the ball here, you're going to make a run there. Then you're done. You are free roll, and sometimes you're... guys. Yo. Modi and Vilakazi are needed. Nah, bo. Let's see, my man. But really, what? Heban. What an embarrassment is Kaizer Chiefs players holding them. Guys. Oh. Yazi, soweto chant. I know you're joking about it, but I think what made our football so strong at some point was that you knew exactly what your role was. You know, I wouldn't use the formation right now, but the 4-4-2 was lit because we knew inside the midfield of a 4, kona destroyer, kona le mnandi, kona le tackler, kona le mnandi. My job is to just give the ball. It's Kukune leading orbit. My job is to just give the ball to this guy and he makes the magic happen. When I'm a striker, we all knew. Of the 2 strikers up top, one in Komo, can't play tactically, but Ulazi Pali Alazi. Then the second guy is more of the guy who drops back in. Like, 4 and your 5, your 4 and your 5, there's one guy who is the sweeper. There's one. Yazi, we understood the roles. I don't know that Chiefs players understand the roles that they're meant to be playing. You see what I was saying, Tabang? This is what I was saying. Look when Tet was getting the ball. So what has happened is that a lot of the time, Tet was the one who's tasked with the build-up. But because he can't make a forward pass, he keeps going backwards. Then it only cycles back to Ucele there. You get what I mean? I'd much rather have Mteto where Ucele was and Ucele a bit higher to facilitate. But they're trying to do like a weird 6-ish, 8-ish, 10-ish thing with Umtetwa no Ndlovu. And what I predict might happen is that they're going to get tired very easily during games. Like, it takes a different type of engine to do that. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Hey, that's a tough thing to play for 90 minutes. You see, they get excited. Leave them to get excited, then hit them on the counter. They train our players. They're in the army match day. The boys are tired. Shabalala is not impactful. Oh, gifted hands. What am I saying that's wrong? When are the new signings joining? I'm not sure. The paperwork is still delayed as far as I know. Shabalala Mteto, the weakest links. No, and guys, I don't like saying players are poor. I just feel like the structures that you create for the players have to work towards the players' strengths, or else they're going to be poor by default. So, Umtetwa, I guess at this point, I don't know what's happening with him, but at this point, we're realizing that he can't play the ball up. He's lost the ball quite a few times. So, when I say, oh, what a goal. What a goal, Galaxy. When I speak about simplifying, is to say, okay, Mtetwa, instead of us asking you to continue doing this thing and putting you under pressure at some point, even mentally, that now when you get the ball, when you've lost the ball, anybody who's played football knows, when you've lost the ball 5 or 6 times, it starts playing with you. So then it's like, okay, let's simplify this thing and go, okay, you now do this instead of doing that. You get what I mean? And it's not to say that the players, yes, because they're bad or whatever. This is world football. When you watch Man City play, if you speak to any player that has played for Pep, he will tell you that this is the most rigorous pinpoint thing I've ever played in. This man, it must get to a point where when we're playing and we close our eyes, Pep, Cesc Fabregas defined this as this when he was speaking about Pep Guardiola. They asked him the difference between playing for Arsenal and playing for Barcelona at the time. And he said, at Arsenal, siyazidlalela. When you see the nice combinations, it comes from just maybe chemistry. You see, again, Teto loses the ball. It comes from chemistry. It comes from an understanding that we have as players. We understand each other as a relationship. When you get to Barcelona, he's like, you can close your eyes. And when you get the ball here, there's supposed to be players there, and there. And you can literally close your eyes and play. So what looks like it's incredibly open play is not incredibly open play. I speak about Rulani all the time. The chameleon was not special, but it was a system of levers. A system of, okay, we need to minimize and maximize weaknesses and strengths. I say this all the time for those who watch the show. Mudiba, you can't defend. So Kutsia is going to fall back into a third center back so that we always have a back three if we're caught on transition. Then you can go into the midfield. You are going into the midfield so that Utemba Zwane doesn't have to drop from attacking areas and come inside. And Islander has somebody to play with. Then you've got Kutsia and Mokwena who back you up and be your cover. Like, it's levers. It's you know, it's not just playing. And I feel like a lot of the teams, we just play. I'd love to see what a tactical practice, and I don't want to be funny, I'm not being funny, but I'd love to see what a tactical practice looks like at PSL, in the PSL. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see how they train for specific situations. Mabati were playing against a low block. What are the steps? Like, I watch a lot of NBA and NFL. It's down to, I take 5 steps and I turn left. And all of this has to take this long so that my quarterback can get the ball to me like this, or whatever. It's very detailed. When you watch those masterclass episodes, about Jose and all of those guys, it's detailed. I don't know if we have that detail. But anyway. We're about to go to halftime. Remember, halftime, I'm going to let 5 people in. We're going to speak about this. Ox isn't dynamic at all. No. I'm saying that I think, and Nziza saying, I've heard you say that Pep is ruining football, not letting people have a free roll. No, that's not the point I was making. The point I was making is that Pep has made us all believe that we can play Man City and Barcelona football. And we take for granted the work that Pep has put into the systems that he's created. Going back to what I was saying, that you don't have a Xavi and Iniesta here. You have a Mtetwa, you have a Ndlovu, you have a Cele. And it's not to say that now they're worse players because, no, they've just taken the time to figure out their systems. We haven't figured out systems for our players. So we let them play these free roles that mean nothing. Chiefs has been cycling the ball for 45 minutes. I can't tell you how they've gone forward, right? So let's see. Guys, it's half time. I'm going to let some people in now and we'll have a conversation about what we're seeing here. So yeah, Butale, it's like everybody feels as though they can all tiki-taka. I remember when I was still, years ago, when I was still playing football, Nyana, we had a meeting with our coach. We're like, Coach, Chief, you can ask me to be Messi as much as you want me to be Messi, but I'm not Messi. So see me for what I am and orientate the game towards what I do well. That's all. Why are we complicating situations here? So this is the high flag. No end product. And then you're going to be told about chances and you'll be like, what half chances are there? No, we created the most chances in the league. What chances were? What was the quality of chance that you brought here? Anyway, Budise, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, I'm good, OT. I'm frustrated. I'm bored. I want to sleep. Yeah. What am I watching?
I don't know.
What am I watching?
I don't know.
Cartoon Network. OT, let me tell you something. I know Nabi is not here, but I think my coach doesn't have a plan. I'm going to say this. My coach doesn't have a plan. Because you have 3 games, 3 change starting 11s right now. 3 games, 3 different midfield combinations right now. 3 games, 3 different front line right now. So the coach doesn't have a plan. That's what I'm saying. He had a week, almost a full week, and a weekend to plan for Richards Bay FC. You come in, and then Richards Bay plays almost like a low block. They sit deep, you know that. But you come and play 3 defensive midfielders or central midfielders. Ndlovu is lost now. Ndlovu is like a 10. He doesn't know whether to run into the channel when Lilepo has the ball or not. Chabalala is also not playing his definitive role as a 10 because he's playing almost on the right side. Like, you don't know what's happening. You see Cross up there in the 11. Duba makes the runs. I've seen Duba make the runs, but no one.
He even gets frustrated. He was getting frustrated.
What does that say? What does that say about the planning of the team? That tells you we don't have a plan. These are the easy things that you need to pick up. The easiest thing. That's what you said, OT. Play simple football. If you want to have 2 6s there, play your 2 6s and a 10. Definitive roles. Everyone knows their roles. Lilepo also sometimes I don't know what's happening with him. Sometimes he's not involved with the game. I know he hugs the line, but sometimes people make runs into the channels and he doesn't offload the ball. They could easy things, just offload the ball, give the guy the ball and then open up for space. Easy. 1-2, you're done. Square pass into the ball. Duba, see what he does with it. Like these are the easy things that you need to happen. It comes back to planning and clear, easy football. Now you have Ox, Mthethwa, and Ndlovu. They also don't know what they're doing there. Ox is also not in the game today. This is not the Ox that we saw against. It was Polokwane City. Ox played very well against Polokwane City, and then now he's not. His touches are weak. He's sometimes not into position, and then my problem is in Ndlovu, man. They're setting up Ndlovu for failure. They are setting him up for failure. This is setting up a player for failure. You can't have a player that comes in as a replacement for almost like a Mart that's never played the 10, and then you're putting him up front. What do you say he must do with the ball? I want you to listen to something. Now, I've watched Ndlovu before we signed him. Ndlovu is not a player to play in the pockets, first of all.
Okay.
When he traps the ball, his ball doesn't stay still. I want you to go and check this. He traps the ball into space where he likes to run before he offloads it to someone. That's what he does. And you take that player, you put him right in the midst of things, where he's going to have 2 to 3 players around him. And you want him to find a pass.
Okay.
To whom exactly? Who's making the run? That's what I'm asking.
For time, I'm going to come back. I want to bring in Agent. Agent, my brother, welcome.
Shalom, my brother. You know, Uchi, one thing I hate about football, or at least football fans, is Chiefs is going to win this game.
Yeah.
And what we are saying here is going to be useless. For everyone that's on the panel, whatever he's talking about is going to be useless. You know, and it's gonna seem like some people are hating. Some have been told to continue being influencers and leave football. You know, so sometimes I don't know, man. But let's see. First things first. I don't know why you are playing Tele, Ndlovu, Mthethwa. I don't know why you're playing all of them at the same time. You're playing against a team which is going to set up in a low block. If you're playing against a team that's going to set in a low block, what is the need of Mthethwa? Why not leave Otele and Ndlovu to be the double 8s or 6s? Instead of having an Mthethwa. But even if you're saying, okay, fine, let me play defensive player just in case there's a counter-attack, for counter-attacking, then you have to drop one of them, Tele or Ndlovu. Because for me, same. You know, so I don't get that also in that, right? And then also, when you know that Miguel, Edomakiti, and Ukwinika, they don't have pace, why is your 2 fullbacks pushing at the same time? Also, Mthethwa also is pushing, Tele is also pushing, Ndlovu is also pushing. And we're playing against a speedy Nzama, who is very quick. So I don't get it, you know. But otherwise, overall game, I have to say I'm seeing a much improved Kaizer Chiefs from last season. It's not great, but all I can say is at least that move. This is a direction that we're seeing them going. And in the words of Bongani, they're just passing and passing and passing. Thank you, Mr. Uti.
Hey, Maracho, welcome to the show. How are you? Shoo.
Hey!
Yay! Nazo. Nazo.
OT, my OT. Ay, pagania lang. Wabo, manje uhlale right. No right. No right. Now, no. OT. Sengbuile. Pagania lam libuile. Hey.
Okay, no, mara uthini ngale game yabo Maki.
The Chiefs are loser. No question. The Chiefs are loser. Now the Chiefs are loser. Now the Chiefs is a loser. Uyayazi Chiefs is a loser. Uyayazi Chiefs kanjani. Iba too excited. Tomorrow they're excited. Wow. Next week, I'm Chiefs, was sad by a color. Now you are a happy person. Happy. Happy people. You are part of the happy people. You are part of it.
Who said I'm part of it?
Old school ya pagani.
Oh, angithi chairman uthe bamba, uthe mi bamba uchairman.
Wabo, bamba unika good influence yabo. Atithatha mfana wami. Nansi. Uzoba happy. So manje yabona happy. Manje happy.
Manje babafuna ukuwina lana bayenzeni ngoba ngizwa abantu bakhuluma ngobocele nabo zibanibani wena mangingathi bamba iChiefs ungayenzani la
inkomo lezi hayi izinkomo hayiyayazi inkomo straight lezi yeah.
Okay. But for time, I want to bring you to box.
Yeah, uthi kubetitse ka skipper se. I guess
Yeah.
kubetitse.
No, ke re bara re ba support re bias re what ke batla ba bontsha hore ai man. Ke polo this
Oh,
thing.
tanto support batho ba bang. Bana le di support ka tsa bona mosene. Bana le bo velile ba ptikutso. Ba batla ka di support ka le bona.
Mapile guys. Hey, box. Box.
Anyway, to focus again.
Yeah.
To focus again. So Gavin, no, everyone is talking about role play mona. So today we will focus on this middle field diagonal and like who plays where and who's supposed to do what. Because Gavin in central defending middle field ox. So Ndoviana like as a middle fielder. Is he a central middle fielder or a central attacking middle fielder or a central defending middle fielder? Because I gave one who what's what in that middle field. So I just want to know who plays where in this middle field diagonal, because it's all missing in this middle field. There's something missing in this middle field diagonal.
So Bongs, can I ask you before you go on? Isn't this the same questions we were asking when we were seeing Martin Castillo, Lebom Tetwa, and Zwane sometimes? I'm not saying they're good or bad. I'm just saying that isn't this the same questions we were having?
It's the same question because we don't know who plays where, but we know we get middle field. Yes, we have middle fielders, but what role do they play as middle fielders? Do they attack? Do they defend? Or are they ones who are going to hold the ball in the middle field and create for the attackers? Because now it's confusing in that middle field to Mang or Bapala which role. Other than that, what I'm also seeing in this game, Richards Bay are just sitting back. And I tend to mock Mamelodi Sundowns for always playing this passing and passing game. That passing and passing game frustrates a lot of teams for them to stop playing this low block where they come out now and start trying to take the ball. Now, Kaizer Chiefs don't try and play that passing game. They're trying to play into spaces and try and open up the middle field, which is to try and open up the defense to so say. But it's not working for them. Richards Bay are just sitting back and absorbing pressure. At some point, Richards Bay are going to come out with just one counter attack and score us. And next thing that I will complain, no, Rejelwe, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But the other team was just sitting back. And this is what Nabil last season was talking about. He plays an attacking type of football, but other teams are just sitting back. They are just sitting back and doing nothing. So what should Kaizer Chiefs do now when it comes to that type of play?
Mara, could you argue that maybe that's just how Richards Bay plays? If it gets them the point or it gets them the win, end of the day, let's say, Can you be mad at them for having a plan and executing it?
Well, I won't be mad at them for playing like that. But now it makes football kind of boring. It's better if you just play football and open game where we can see goals. Because now we make our league think, oh, no, it's a good league, but it's not a really good league because some of the teams are just sitting back and we end up winning with games like Boma 1-0 and we call ourselves a big league.
Okay. Let me bring in Soweto Gent. Soweto Gent, welcome to the show, my brother.
Uthi izolo ngishilo ngathi khona isinyama esikhona iskrini sami black la
Yeah.
ngasakuboni ngishilo ngathi
Mobi
Lalela
says,
wena.
namhlanje ugcoke se-Pirates hayi bakubhadala emalini
I'm no chairman leyo man. I'm no chair. Ungangeni indaba zami man.
phela bongasigcoka nge-weekend makaya sikho la hayi game ye-Kaizer Chiefs uthi mina ngifila ngathi nje ishoda ngento eyi-1 man ishoda nje ngongcobo azobamba leya 6 yabo because I think uNdlovu uyazama ukuyidlala kodwa the only person he can find when he tries to progress the ball uLilepo abomdu nabocela batholakali ngase bafuna ukudlala lo number 10 yabo there's no one trying to progress the ball in the middle and even yena umthethwa he tries but he's not finding anyone yabo we can blame him ngama-pass nani kodwa he's just there and then akekho umuntu ovula ispace as a number 6 sometimes you don't need to be up front looking for the ball up front. Sometimes you drop back drawing one or two players to come to you and open space for Mhlambu Shabalala or Utuba, to get those balls. What football intelligence ngathi ayikho man. As usho now with some advanced tactics ayahlula lama advanced tactics. Defense looks very poor since untwana phumile because huyu umuntu engicindezele ngayi lapho ukuthi angakhabatheki angalimali namhlanje into ebuhlungu yenzeka untwana uphumile and has been getting ama-yellow card, so yeah, it's a problem, especially with Cross converting a goal. I don't know why they want to add numbers at the front, but there's no structure. Even if you add numbers at the front, singekho structure, nothing will work. Those passes will end up ibhola siluza nje kanjalo, and then we'll concede ngama counter, and that's what I fear. So yeah, no, I need unqobe gaming. I need that one. Yeah, nangu futhi ngathi uyangena.
Ukhona.
I think that would is it? Mina ngisemuva indaba ngisemuva.
Oh, Mthethwa and Ndlovu have come off. Sirino and Ngobo are coming on.
Much better. Maybe we'll see a different game. Yeah. Confident now that we will win. A bit confident now that we will win. Yeah. Thanks for the person who gifted us. Yeah, ngiyabona solebo ma 6 coins sonke yi6. Who OT?
I mean, thank you to who gifted. Let me see. But guys, okay. Murise, can you tell me your score prediction?
I got a 1-0 to Kaizer Chiefs. Or Richards Bay. Someone's gonna win 1-0.
Yeban. Okay.
Yeah. Check out for Mahango. Sorry, check out for Mahango. If he comes on and then our defensive midfielders are not switched on, we're gonna blame Guinika. That's all I'm saying. 1-0.
Agent score prediction.
Oh, I'm saying 1-0 for Chiefs. Like I said,
Somehow.
No, when you are lucky, it's gonna score somehow, but I don't know, maybe it's just me, Mr. Uchi, so to take extra time. I love the Khanye boy, man. I actually prefer him ahead of Duba. I think he's much better than Duba, but anyways, maybe I'm blind, but yeah.
Okay. Bong's score prediction.
1-0 Kaizer Chiefs.
Okay, so what's your gent score prediction?
It's hard to tell. Since we paying a say course now, I think 2-1 OT. I think we'll win 2-1.
Okay. Hey, you hope. No, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much to the guys that joined me halftime. I need 5,000 more likes, guys, to get to 25,000. Then I'll keep it open for all those who maybe couldn't get in at halftime. So we've seen a change where Ngobo and Sirino have come on. I guess I understand the urgency to try and put more bodies forward. I just worry that when you take out both of them, it might be a little bit too much too soon, but hopefully the overwhelm, like I always say, Chiefs overwhelms other teams and profits from maybe a ball coming loose or a player slipping or something. So they're playing to type. So I shouldn't be too surprised that happened. I want to see how Richards Bay responds to this, because in terms of defensively, I think they should have a lot more spaces in order to attack Chiefs should they win back the ball. They haven't made any changes themselves, but let's see. So the thinking is clear. The thinking is very clear. Chiefs is coming back to overwhelm the teams and maybe break something. Have something break by the sheer volume of the attack and the sheer volume of players that are on the pitch. That's why we're seeing Ngobo and Thingy coming on. Let's see if Kale can play the CDM alone, because he usually picks up yellow cards when he's playing that 6 alone. Very, very interesting. Like sometimes I don't think, there we go. Yeah. I don't think you need like super wholesale changes, but maybe structurally you need to just change some things. But let's see, already Richards Bay is under pressure right now. No finishing, like the players receive the ball but don't know where the goal is, says Aura. I just want to respond to, I saw a comment there by Agent when he was speaking to Sinje, speaking about how Chiefs have improved. I don't think Chiefs have necessarily improved. I'm going to make the same comment I made about Chiefs last season. I think Chiefs is a team that some games they're going to win them easily. Some games they're going to be a struggle. Some games are going to be an odd goal. The same complaint I have about a lot of the teams in the league, that they come in with a plan, and if that plan doesn't work, then everybody just goes, hey, that was the plan, I don't know what you're going to do here. I've spoke about before the Stellenbosch game, and during the Stellenbosch game, for example, Stellenbosch just so happens to be a team that sets up in a way that works for Chiefs. They love to counterattack, they love to throw people forward. Therefore, when we counterattack, the freedom that Abom do want, they get it. Because Stellenbosch, if you watch that game, there was no midfield play from Stellenbosch, right? At some point, it became just this. And what happened, what it helped Chiefs with is that they didn't have to think through moves. They could just pass the ball as they want forward and play 1v1 man football, which is what Chiefs always wants. It becomes a little bit difficult when you play against a team that's defending, but Richards Bay, like I say usually about them, about a lot of PSL teams, specifically Richards Bay, you can be defensive, but if you don't have a plan on how you're going to attack, all that's going to happen is that the other team is going to basically punch you until something lands. They're just going to keep going and going and going until somebody slips or something happens. If you don't have a plan of your own to go and score, and that's most of the teams. We call it a low block, we call it all of that stuff, but it's actually just all the men behind the ball. It's not a coordinated 4 banks of 4 or the 2 banks of 4, sorry. It's like just a straight, like, play the ball to the man, he's right there, yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, Richards Bay, that was your chance, where are you going? There's a man making it. Which team? We watched the team recently that did that. We watched the team very recently that had the same weaknesses. Where there was a run being made and they just never looked up. Why am I forgetting? No, there's no improvement. Consistently lacks much better second half. Richards Bay just wants to draw. And they always lose. They come in to draw. There's an art, guys. There's an art. There's an art to doing this. Again, you can be defensive, but you have to provoke, you have to jab enough that the other team can't just throw the kitchen sink at you. The moment they throw the kitchen sink at you, now you're at the mercy of somebody making a mistake. Think about, I don't want to say bafana in the last game, but think about those type of games where now we're just going until something happens. It's going to be handball. It's going to be somebody slips. It's going to be one of those things, and we're going to win. You don't want to be in this case, but you need to counterattack a couple of times, like 2, 3, 4 times at the very least, to make Chiefs have to drop 1 or 2 players back. Umhango, when he comes on, is going to be running. Actually, that's true. Munyane leaving Pirates was the best thing he could have done. This is the most I've seen him play. And he's the most consistent player. Anyway, okay, we've reached 25K. So guys, feel free to request and jump in and give me a minute or two of what you're thinking. Please try keep the thoughts as compact as possible so that we can allow as many people to come in. CJ, welcome to the show, my brother.
Am I number one? I thought Khadebe is.
I'm not seeing anybody else on my list. Maybe they'll pop up now.
Oh, I see. There are 2 people before me.
Yeah,
Okay.
it has. Yeah.
Look, I think the first half was a bit tighter, with Richards Bay playing that low block, and the answer to Chiefs is to dismantle that low block, is to stretch it. With
Thank you.
with
Do something.
with Chiefs playing with 1-6, which was Mthethwa and Ndlovu and Cele as the 2 8 with no 10. With Shabalala as a 7 and Lilepo as a 11 and Duba as a 9. And with the 2 overlapping, what you call this, your fullbacks with Monyane and Cross. If you looked at the first half, you could see that triangle that is created there in the D line between Lilepo, Ndlovu, and Munyane was trying to penetrate that low block. Unfortunately, the crosses that were made were not crisp enough for Duba to capitalize on them on both sides, left and right, which is a good thing. From Cross, from Lilepo, from Munyane, and also from Chabalala as well. There was one on the left hand side that Duba wanted a volley, missed it. So I think that for me is one of the improvements that we cannot take away from this Chiefs team. The mobility of these 3 players, these 3 positions, your 8, your 2, and your 11, and your 3, your 7, and your 9 as well. So and your other 8. So that's a good thing from the first half that I picked it up. They changed it, putting Ngobo in as a second 8 and cut. Who's this guy that you like? Sereno. That's another player that Chiefs must let go this season.
That I like.
His decision making. Yeah, you like him. You say he's a thinker. I don't see any thinking.
No, he's meant to be a thinker.
Oh, he's meant to be a thinker. Yeah, look. Yeah. Now, what for me I see is a little bit of a disadvantage. Ngobo isn't as strong on his feet as Ndlovu. And I think he gets pushed off the ball a bit. We saw that almost lost the ball that could have costed us a goal. So I agree with Agent. I would also start with a Hlongwane rather than a Duba. I think he runs in spaces better than Duba in a way. So there is some sort of an improvement in this team, and hence is why we haven't seen Peterson. He's on holiday. So I think that's the game plan. I think that's the game plan, is not to detect the team, the Richards Bay defense from the central. It is to stretch it wide and create those chances. I think that's the game plan that I'm seeing from Chiefs, using your key players that are going to be instrumental in those split decision passes. Your Cross and your Monyane are going to be key in this. You're not going to see you see what I mean with Ungqobo. This is what I did not agree with, this substitution that Ungqobo must come in as an 8. I don't agree with it. I think Ungqobo should play as a 10, not as an 8, because he gets bullied off the ball very easily.
Okay.
He
Can I
gets
ask you,
bullied
CJ?
off the ball very easily.
For time's sake, I want to ask you though, is it a case of Chiefs improving, which fine, we can say that they've got the plan and all of that. How much does Richards Bay play into this? that Nabo, it doesn't seem like they want to entertain a game. It seems like they're fine. Because when they do
Look, I
push up
think-
like this, there are spaces.
Look, I think Richards Bay coming from a game where they lost to Sundowns.
Yes!
What a
Danko!
goal! What a goal!
Oh, thank goodness.
There goes
Yo.
your decision. Who scored that goal?
Serino.
Yeah. Before I
Okay.
let the other ones come in, guys, I do not like what Nabi is doing. I don't like what Nabi is doing. He is making this league look pathetic. He is making this league look like a long distance, he's like a long distance student, Mr. Uti. He's doing online courses. He's making this league look like an online course.
For
No,
time,
no.
for time, CJ, for time.
Nothing must be called into order, guys. No. We cannot stomach this thing. Like abanye teams, coach abalapha, thina sithi no coach ngapha, obethe online courses and online goals and online winning. Who are we, guys? Are we long distance university?
Maybe you're thinking it's long distance. Khante, all it does in that team's meeting is say, that's all from me. CJ, for time. Guys, Chiefs have scored, 57th minute, Serena has scored. Top of the box, cut back. But anyway, let me not say anything. Because Tinabati siya complain at him. Makwaza, welcome.
Mr. OTA, are you good?
I'm better now.
I would assume I'm watching the game now. Mine is a bit delayed because I'm watching online and I see your reaction. But before the goal, I was actually worried because in Ngondonyama, I'm thinking, hey, I don't like the way Chiefs is playing, honestly speaking. To me, this game resembles the last game we played against Polokwane City, how teams were just, all of them, and then it's almost as if they want Chiefs to be the one to bring the game. They're hoping to beat us with the counter, and that was my main concern. And honestly, the tactic about cross the ball for me, it's not enough because we're gonna play against teams like Sundowns. Are we gonna play the same ball game? It's not gonna be enough. Actually, it's not gonna be effective because Sundowns are smart. They're already watching this game. They are analyzing and they are planning. Definitely they're gonna beat us if we play the same way. I appreciate the goal. I think it's brilliant and I would love to see more because for me at this rate, I honestly don't see any improvement. I would love to see more. Yeah, thank you very much.
No, thank you, Makwaza. Before I let in Alson Tabi, I just want to say, you know what my thing is, man? Here's my thing. We have to look at the big picture here. I'd say Richards Bay was a little bit stupid in letting 4 players go up top, and they don't have a mid-6 right now, which is going to play out similar to what Stellenbosch plays out because you're going to give room to Ngobo and Serino with 3 runners up top. What I like about what I've seen here is that Lilepo is running more centrally. They're playing the ball a little bit more quicker from the counters, coming back up the pitch. Richards Bay, I don't like the decision they made there, but anyway, a goal is a goal is a goal. So I'm like, that's why I'm like, I was asking the question in the first half that is it looking better or is it because Richards Bay, man, but they're not coming to the game, and you have the plans where you're cycling it wide and doing all that stuff, but it's not coming towards a shot on goal. It's not coming towards finishing off something. I know we're saying lack of being clinical. Guys, they finished the first half with six shots, I think 2 on target, and those were not high quality chances. Even now, let's count the chances they've had up to this point. Guys, come on. Like, this is going to sound like we're haters, but it's like, guys, come on. But anyway. Let me go to Alson Tabi. Alson Tabi.
Abdoti walpagania aminyeitseng Chiefs today dumela. wa kgetha wa apara jersey ena tsatsing lena wa ska kgetha ho apara ka letsatsi le leng fela keng wa kgetha today
a ke re tshwantse re ba bontshe yo nka kgetha Pirates e dlala o Senthabi
Abdoti ne re hle re batla ho ikgetha Pirates e dlala gona go posta re furula dibiti no tjena Richards ba itina idula morao because of jersey ena we apering today re tena re ba ka ganyaganya ena ke jersey ena e apereng tsatsing lena Abdoti ska re ferikanya assembly
o Senthabi mara chairman o itse ke ye
ha re hane ha chairman a itse ke ye wa o sa ya apara ka tsatsi le ha o no le derby ya ha o no dlala Sundowns le Pirates
you o batla re bampo ba re ke never o Senthabi
re batla ba go le Pirates a ke o kgethile ya go nna ka melo ya ka tsatsi le jwale no tje o batla o dula mo tulong seo ha re tsebe gore menyeditse kapo re thabetse ha o phamisa matso re confuse gore kapo re hle Richard Baby se kwa ditse ha re sa tseba gore na re Abdoti ska re kanya ntate
Senthabi score se ring mona o Senthabi e dlala jwang team yao a ke ra se team ya ka se team ya rona o nkubile e dlala kang Chiefs
ha e khone o dlala because ha ke tsebe Richards ba itse fela hore re tlo paka ba se re tlo ya maneta gore ba ba sila falletsa ba etsa game ena e bore mara ha rena taba he ke go hlola le re le ha e ka ba a boring football as long as re na 3 point we don't mind in theory re ya fela ke 3 point it's okay ha ba dule ba pake bas ha ba dule laptop tual pagania it's okay
o Senthabi o ska bua jwalo
Abdoti ila ha o tla fela ke di 19 today re bapala le Richards Bay bo kgetha fela wena o tla lata jersey ya jwalo fela anyeke nka bontso ya pere last weekend man
hi okay o Senthabi it's fine hey
yona game ena nnete fela e ya bora ha ina moya ha e monate ha e re thabisi le rona re le makhosi mara fela ha fela ntse re benefita
who cares
3 point ka jaseng
who cares hey no o Senthabi ka leboga hey o
Abdoti ke kopa motho a tlisitseng jersey ya Pirates a tlisele ya Sundowns ya Chiefs yona ba tsebe ba itlisa ke batla o tletsa tlapa tsena tse pedi ke a bona go hle o tseleng re se re ta bona ka wena gore na o etsa jwang ka gona ya gona ba se ba itlisa please
mara ke ra ke apara Chiefs ba re hey wena you can't be objective so ke ba bontsha gore it's fine if you think a ke gone go ba objective ko gaming ao
wa kgetha today ka ga matsatsi otle
Senthabi for time. Let me go to Lego. I'm gonna call you by the business name. Hey.
Hi, wanya ke jeze o ya pering se ke a bona o sta bolela nnete.
Hi guys. Statuses get sold all the time. Kadlala. What do you think of this game?
No, I just watched the second half. I think there's certain stages where you see Chiefs passing the ball, but to be honest, I don't know if it's because Richards Bay they're playing too deep, they want to play on counter or what, that I'm a bit behind. So if you do that, I get distracted.
No. It's Kukune. Hey, it's Kukune. Yo. Anyway.
So I don't know if Richards Bay, it's a very terrible team, or Chiefs is better, but there is glimpse of saying they can pass the ball amongst each other, but I should also remember that if we were to look at Richards Bay does not press, so when you play like a team that like Stellenbosch where immediately they lose the ball, they are pressing, then will we be more comfortable passing or not? But other than that, I think for me with Chiefs, I think I have stopped saying I want great football. I don't know if I make sense.
Yeah.
I think I will go back to the rules which says you don't win the league by beating Sundowns and Orlando Pirates and Stellenbosch. Stellenbosch, it's our white bread according to Papa Wawa. It's our daily white bread according to Papa Wawa. So I'll put Orlando Pirates and
and Sundowns, but you win the league by competing against the rest, winning against the rest. So even if we win 1-0, 2-0, we continue winning, I think I should be satisfied. I'm tired fighting and say, yeah, Chiefs playing terrible football. We're looking for good football. I mean, I don't think we're going to get that with Nabi. We're going to play this high-speed football because that's his style of play. We're going to look like we want to pass the ball, and then from there we just start running. But for me, and I think the last thing that I'll say is I'm happy for Nkosing Ngcobo. He has lost weight. I hope he's not going to get injured again because I feel like I have a very soft spot for the boy. And I think like it's one talent that at some point he carried the team, and I believe we can get so much from him. Other than that, I feel like
someone said it was marriage. I want a marriage, but marriage. Ki Babu Ngcobo now, so maybe that's what we're seeing. No, thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much.
I'm not order, guys. Point of order, Chief. Yeah, but it's no longer the young man causing Ngcobo. Let me say, it's no longer the young man causing Ngcobo. I'm happy for Ubabu Ngcobo. Good, I know Yabu Baba, so I think let's see what's gonna happen the following games, man.
Okay. Let me go to Butlali. Butlali, welcome.
OT.
What's up, my brother? Welcome.
Yazi OT. By the way, I have to comment on that jersey you're wearing. It's a disgrace, OT. It's a true disgrace. I can't believe what I'm seeing. My eyes are bleached. I can't believe what I'm seeing on my screen right now. It's a disgrace. It is a disgrace, but it's fine. And the sad part is, you've been a Chiefs fan all your life. I assume. So the fact that and you're agreeing with me, you're saying
I'm listening.
Okay, sharp. It's fine. OT, Yazi, we've been hating. Okay, even it's true, but like. I'm just call it hating just for vibes. We've been hating and speaking nonsense on Chief's name. So let me just come here with a bit of positiveness. And I just wanna say that I feel like granted that Richards Bay has been pushing out a lot more. They have leaving on a lot more spaces open in behind, and that's how Duba ran into space. And because they were keeping us content in the last half, because it was 11 men behind the ball, and we couldn't really break that. It would still be the same game if they just sat back and that did the same thing they were doing. But because now they pushed out. That left a couple of spaces to be exploited. And when you give Chiefs space to exploit, they're a very dangerous team. You can do whatever you want about it. If you hate on Chiefs, that's one thing you can hate on them about. If you give them space to exploit, they will hurt you. And I don't know why Richards Bay just went out, but weirdly I feel that there was a message delivered in the changing room. I feel like there was a message delivered in the changing room, and that was to get more balls into the box. And I feel like the players have heard that clearly, because coming out of halftime straight away, the Cross is getting balls into the box, Munyani is getting balls into the box, and there's a lot more players in zone 14. There was Mdu and Serino. They were attacking that zone 14 area. And I feel like, there was a message, even though Richards Bay have opened up some spaces, on the flanks, especially on the flanks, because those wide flanks are wide. It's a highway, N1. Anyone can go there. So, yeah.
Do you think... I just want to ask you, Butlali, do you give Chiefs credit in terms of saying that this was part of the plan, or do you give them credit for a response? If I'm making sense.
Well, firstly, let's just start with I do give Chiefs some credit, even though I feel like most of this is on Richards Bay. It's their fault that they are down right now. But I do give Chiefs some credit, you know. You have to love your wife, even though she does nonsense or they are letting her do nonsense. You have to love your wife. So, yes, I think I give credit to Chiefs for doing what they've always done, exploiting spaces, seeing where the spaces are and exploiting them. So I guess that is more of a response than it is, you know, a plan. So I give them I say it's more of a response because generally this is all we're good at. If we see spaces in behind, yes, we have runners, OT. We have runners. We have
and we love chaos.
Yes, they run. They just like running. I've never liked running like them, Chief. They just like running. So if you give them space to run, Duba doesn't like tight spaces. Du doesn't like tight spaces. If you give them space to run, they will run and exploit those spaces. And you know, Richards are playing a very dangerous game. You can say anything you want, but Chiefs, you know, with space, a very dangerous team.
Okay. So wait, before you go, very quickly. So the criticism we had of Richards Bay to say Richards Bay is sitting back, Richards Bay is not interacting with the game, they're not going forward. Is this why? Then can we look at Richards Bay and say, hey, maybe you guys were right?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Chiefs, you know, I'm OT is coming back to what I said. You know, you can't say no, Richards Bay. You can't be sitting back, even though it makes the whole game, you know, uninteresting. You know, you can't just fault them because at the end of the day, this is professional sports. You want to get results, right? So you can't fault them for saying, you know, we're sitting back because, you know, we were not sitting back because we want to make the game entertaining for those watching. It's a professional sport. We have to get a result also us. So if you're faulting them for you know, sitting back, then all you're saying is, okay, Chiefs win the game, because if you give them space, they're gonna win the game. So you can't fault them for sitting back. I don't blame any team that plays against Chiefs when they sit back. I just feel like Chiefs have to find a way to break those low blocks. And you know, I don't think they've been doing that in training. I think they've been training for games where teams are, you know, pressing them. And they've been training for Stellenbosch, and they only play Stellenbosch twice a year. So yeah, that's what I think.
For time, I want to bring in CJ. 73 minutes in. How do you feel?
Yeah, Pakania from Temu. How are you?
Chief. It's not from Temu, it's from Sheen.
Hey. Listen, I think you must also take into consideration that Richards Bay they went up against Sundowns and they got hammered. And two, they are coming with a very, I think their right back or left back, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's their left back, is a newly promoted player from their DTC as well. So to play apart from each other would expose him, and I think that is why Lilepo and them were having a field with him on the right hand side as well.
They're still going at it right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, because Chiefs, I think they targeted him as well. They understand that he's very experienced. So I think it was a very tactical decision from Patrice Motsepe and his coach to ensure that they don't play loosely from each other because of the caliber of player personnel they have. So it's one of those things that at the end of the day, they realize that, okay, we'll have to come and bite the cherry at the end of the day. And when they did, and they got punished by Chiefs as well. So it's one of those things that it's a league game. They know Chiefs is chasing, so they understand there's going to be spaces behind Chiefs as well. And I think that's why one of their players got an injury as well, and need to be taken out because of the covering that is having, also to come and help that left back. To assist that left back as well, which took a toll on him as well. So I think Chiefs, so it's one of those things. It was a technical.
No, I want to ask you something, Sinja. I want to ask you something. You know, if this is a Sundowns game, we'd probably be sitting down saying that, Sundowns did very well. They got their goal. They withstood the 15, 20 minutes that you get from lesser teams.
Yeah.
And now they're just managing the game. We'd give them credit. So I don't want to not say the same thing, because Chiefs hasn't necessarily attacked in this moment, but they've been controlling the game. I want to ask you about Richards Bay. You look at Richards Bay, they defend first half. They decide for some reason, I think it's a pattern of the league, most of the small teams come in and they go, second half for some reason, that's when we're going to run at the team. They go down 1-0. If you're Papi Zotwane, do you continue trying to score a 1-1, or do you take the 3 points and the loss and go, you know what, it is what it is, we live to fight another day?
I think so, and I think must also take into consideration that now you've got a I don't want to use the word weakened back four Chiefs with a Zita Kwinika ongekho mnandi on the ball in front of him. You can see that he's taking when he has the ball on his feet. He's not as comfortable as what's this guy's name? Oh my daughter.
Hey, counter, go get the second goal.
Serena is losing balls carelessly.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying that now you've got a Zita Kwinika that you can see there's a weakness. So I think you're about to try and get out and try and go at him as well, because he's new. He's a forced substitution. So you'll see that as a weakness as well, and I think that's why they started doing that when he also came in, just to check if we can crack. Because if the truth of the matter is this, Chiefs defense has not been truly tested. They've not been truly tested.
And I guess just for time, I want to ask you just the last question here. Do we say that, and I want to ask about Richards Bay, do we say that about the smaller teams, that it's almost like it's a overreaction, underreaction type of thing? So they start super defensive and they don't go forward. Then when they decide to go forward, it's like they throw everyone forward type of thing. Do they have moderation? Should they be looking for moderation in these teams as well?
Legs as well, Mr. OT. Legs and fitnesses as well. This is the third game of the season. So fitness levels are not as high as they're supposed to. So you pick and choose the areas of the game in which you also want to press the button as well. So second half, it probably is going to be one of those moments where you try. Must understand, when you're playing a low block, you're losing less energy than your opponents. So that means that your energy levels are a little bit higher than your opponents when you are playing a low block in the second half. We saw with Chiefs as well. That's how they won the MTN, the Nedbank Cup. If we can go back last year, is that they played, they held their horses and then picked moments in which they attacked. And roughly it was towards the end when they played those super subs, which came in with your Chabalalas, your Dupris, and so on and so forth. So I think it's more or less understanding the quality of players that you have. Then you pick your moment. And the guys, why did Paris need?
Claudie, let the ball go. Hey, anyway, for
Sharpen, you guys. Thank you, Pakania. Thank you, Paris. Thank you very much.
For time, let me bring it to Bongs. We're 80 minutes in. How do you feel about the game?
Oti, whenever you listen to someone like Amanda Dlamini, it's time when you play a team that's so defensive like Richards Bay, you have to play in small pockets of spaces. This is where now I feel like Chiefs still need that football brain type of player who can know. Whenever every time we try to attack a team that's low blocking, we can have someone who knows I have to make a dummy run and be in a certain space so that I can finish up the goal. Because now Chiefs are trying to break this defense. They've been trying. to a point where they had to go and shoot the ball from far. But now, if you have someone who has a brain, you know that you can try and break up defense that's so stubborn like Richards Bay. This is why I've always, I know I've always mocked Sundowns whenever they play these million passes. They play these million passes for a reason, because teams like Richards Bay just sit back and try and counter you in the last 10, 15 minutes of the game.
Yeah, yeah.
But now the fact that they are down, they have to come out and play, because now they are one down.
So, but then, Bongs, again, isn't this, man, the issue that we have with the PSL in general, that we only see Richards Bay playing when they're 1-0 down? And what happens when you play versus a Sundowns or even a Pirates to a degree, when you try now chasing that 1-0, it becomes a 3, it becomes a 4, right? Why is it that we don't see these teams coming out from minute 1 and saying, okay, guys, rather we play now, and if we concede, we can then go, as in, we're going to put on the brakes and defend. But this thing of defend first, you concede the goal, then, khanye, you want to wake up and play. You get what I mean? Like, why do we see that pattern? Because for me, it doesn't seem to help any of these teams.
Well, some teams feel like playing for a draw is better than losing a game. Because if you go straight forward and face teams, especially Sundowns, you know Sundowns is going to come guns blazing if you try to play pound for pound with them. They can beat you up to 4-0 if you try to play 5v5 with them. But Kukuni are not just a team that you just look at. They can crush you if you try to play them pound for pound. Kukuni here right now are beating Orbit 3-0 here right now when you're playing them pound for pound. But now these teams rather play for a draw than play for a win. It's best they play for a draw, because they know that playing for a draw helps them get 1 point, and it's not a loss. They still get points on the board.
Okay. Now for time, let me bring in Stibo. Stibo?
Yes, Mr. OT.
83 minutes in, Chiefs are still leading 1-0. How do you feel?
I feel, I don't know. I'm not satisfied by Chiefs. It's still, I think we're still playing with I said it's the same like at the same season, right? As the previous season, because the problem is that they're creating chances, but we're not comfortable with the ball. There's just a problem. And now, if we're looking at chances created,
Hey, Stibo, are you still with me?
yes, I'm still with you. Sorry. I was saying the chances created, we are not creating more chances. They're losing the ball. Look at Obosiring, the things they are doing. But yeah, a goal is a goal. That was a beautiful goal. But if we're playing against Sundowns and also Kukune and maybe Pirates, we're gonna struggle, because it's not beautiful football. But at least we're scoring goals. Yeah, 2 points at the end of the day. But if you're looking at this game, I can't even watch it. At the 70th minute, I said, nah, this football is just not it. I think by Chiefs, rush ball. I don't know. It just can't. It doesn't have a pace setter in the middle field. It doesn't have someone who's a maestro who can like break those low blocks. It doesn't have that someone, and they need to find that someone. Maybe Umtu, maybe Sereno. Sereno can actually. I think he can be a good maestro. And then Undlov, or maybe who's this guy? Ucele. It can actually become the pace setter, because when the game maybe is going too fast, just tempo must sit tempo. They don't have that. They just go. Yeah.
So what do you say to somebody that says 3 games, 9 points? Whatever Chiefs is doing has been working up to this point. Do you need to change it right now, especially if you've got the success that you've had up to this point, whether it's ugly or not?
Yeah, I think that's why in Duvumelana now, but okay, we can actually play this football, but will it last us that long?
Mm.
That's the
Mm.
problem.
Mm.
Maybe because if we meet Sundowns and do this, losing the ball cheaply, you know, we're gonna be beaten.
Okay.
Because they're just playing like the same season. But the problem is, I mean, the good thing is that this season at least we're taking those chances. Last season was hard to take those chances. Even if we got them, we just play with them. Maybe that's just this season. Like we just maybe like we take those chances because even the Pologwane game, that was not beautiful football. That Pologwane, if it was attacking, it would have maybe if it had maybe a striker that is good, it would actually equalize and then maybe we could draw that game or lose that game even. And even
Okay.
that Stellenbosch game, Stellenbosch had 10 men, but it looked like we had 10 men and they had like 11 men. So I
Okay.
don't like this. Maybe, okay, right now, maybe in the league we can do it, but will it last that long? When we meet Sundowns, will it work? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
For time,
I don't know.
For
Okay.
time, I'm gonna jump in, guys. 87 minutes. It is 1-0. Chiefs are still leading. Agent, tell me what you think about this game.
There's something that I love. The Chiefs fans saying, Baka Marawa. I love that song. But okay, let me just finish with Chiefs because I'm here for Richards Bay. I think this is the best of the wins that you guys have had so far, especially the second half. And maybe a team like Packers can learn a thing or two from Chiefs. That when you are leading, you should control the game. You shouldn't go with emotions. I think Chiefs have done a good job of maintaining the tempo and controlling the flow of the game. And I think this is the best Chiefs performance, best 45 minutes performance. And I think we have to give credit to the coach that he saw a problem at halftime, he solved it, it is reaping rewards. So I think we have to be grateful for that, So I think Chiefs fans have to celebrate this 45 minutes, because I think you have to build on performances. Where Chiefs is right now, I don't expect them to perform for 90 minutes. They had a good 45 minutes. Can you make it 50? Can you make 60? Can you take it to 90? And while you're in that process of doing those things, can you collect the points? Which was something that Nabi failed to do last season. He wanted to implement something but couldn't get the points. Now we're getting the points, the performance are getting better, the players are getting better. And if you look at the bench of Chiefs, you still have the white Englishman, South African, what is his name?
Chislet.
There's Chislets that are coming in. We don't know how good they will be. We still have Igadaru who are rate. Flavia haven't pitched in, who I feel like will come alright. You see, Chiefs, I think they have a squad which I think is third best squad in the country.
Really? Third?
I think your squad is better than those Kukuni, personally.
Really? I was gonna say it's Kukuni. Really? Okay.
Yeah. Don't be. When you're older, that Kaizer used to be the best thing, best car.
But it's reliable. We know Crusaders that are running after Pincantos have died.
but yeah. And lastly, Mr. Uti, sorry. This is something that what was his name? Obutu was like saying fraud watch. Hey, this team Richards Bay is fraud watch. It's on fraud watch. And say it. Like they can't maintain. They can't pass the ball.
Yeah.
They can't do anything. You wonder what are they doing in training, and one can never see is this game or is this season. Richards Bay has always been like this. At least with Bundunzwana, they offered some sort of threat. But hey, this team is horrible. I think the reason why they're not getting relegated is going to be because of teams like Obit. But I think they deserve to get relegated because I don't think they raise any of the standard of PSL. Yeah. And congratulations to Chiefs, man. Cheers.
No, thank you. Let me go to Mkomko.
OT.
Oh, yeah?
Okay. At what point do you consider Chiefs to be at least challenge contenders? Is it after next week? You beat Chiefs, you beat Sundowns, you get something from Sundowns? When do you consider them to be in the mix?
I'm not sure because I think it's a balance of things. Also, like I said, when people were talking about Stellenbosch being a tough game, I was like, no, that's probably going to be an easier game. I think Richards Bay will be okay. It's just about Chiefs keeping up this momentum because we had something similar last season. I believe we beat Marumo Gallants 4-1 in one of our first 2 games. We won. We won, I think, our first 3 or 4 games. It was just at times finishing off the season that was the issue. My worry about Chiefs, to be honest with you, is that it's that situation where this gameplay will work for some days where it will be great, and some days it won't be. There were games last season where we looked incredible. You know what I mean? But then when you play against another team that maybe it comes with a different philosophy, it becomes like every other PSL team, if that makes sense. TS Galaxy looks incredible today. Tomorrow, they're going to come with the same type of plan and it's not going to work versus Skukune, for example.
And can I say, though, Mr. OT, that
it's a roller coaster.
You don't have to beat Pirates and Stardust to win the league. I think that we know. And I think what I'm seeing is if they can continue this momentum, we are going to AFCON. How many Chiefs players are going to AFCON?
Yeah, people are going to complain.
No. I mean, like, I think less than 2. Maybe 1.
Yeah.
And what does that mean? It means you're going to have an extended break within the season, an extended time to train, an extended time to work on combinations, and then you go to the last stretch of the season where Pirates and Sundowns will be at CAF.
Yeah.
They might get tired there. Hence, I'm saying, if Chiefs continue this, don't you have to give them the benefit of the doubt that they can be contenders?
There's confidence also for us.
Oh, God. Hey.
No, I don't know. Okay, let me put it like this. I don't want to say no, but I don't know if Chiefs is the team that is well positioned to take advantage of that. I would maybe look at as Kukune to take advantage of that type of thing because Chiefs will also be confiding. I know it's not that many games, but all those things come into it, and Chiefs was still number 9. So I don't know if they're the team that can take advantage of it. They maybe could. I don't want to take down my team, but you get what I mean. Anyway, for time, let me bring
It's a OT.
Ow, 3 points in the bag. 9 points in 3 games.
Yeah, no, first of all, let me just say that what you're wearing is putting me off, but let's leave that. Let's focus on the
guys, it's just a shit.
Yeah, it's putting me off. You know what, OT, there's one thing that I want to say about this Kaizer Chiefs this season. There seems to be an improved level of confidence. And I saw this in all the games, by the way, not only in this game. From the first minute, let's focus on this one, actually. If you look at the first minute, you can tell that they were in control. They were looking like, people who want to be in charge of this game. And they, the patience. I'm so amazed. And I'm thinking now, is this the work that the coaches have done during off-season? Because if this is what they have done, they really did well, because I don't see any rush from Kaizer Chiefs. It seems as if like they taking their time. They have become more and more patient. And when there's a need for them to strike, they do that. When there's a need for them to attack, they do that in all the right places. So I have to say it looks different. And that's why I don't even care about the Sundowns game. I don't care what happens there. If they keep this level of performance, the way they play, the way they are able to see each other, I think they're going to be a very good team this season. Chances are we're going to win a trophy if they keep on playing like this. I mean, 9 points in the first 3 games. That's excellent performance, Otu. We have to be honest. That's excellent performance coming from Kaizer Chiefs.
Can they keep it up? Because I remember last season we were all going crazy. Stadiums were full in the first, I think, 3, 4, 5 games. Abo Cross were looking good. They were playing with incredible confidence. Is this a team now that can continue it on, or are we seeing something similar as to last season, maybe?
No, they look compact. Let's be honest. They look compact. You know, the way they're able to find each other. That's the key thing for me. I see a lot of passes that are being stringed along, and they're able to find each other. That's why I'm saying even the patient build up from them, it shows that they've worked very hard in trying to understand each other. That's why if you look at these past 3 games, it tells you a story that they have actually prepared for the season. And if they keep this performance, honestly, we're going to be one of the big teams to look out for.
Okay. For time, let me bring in Stereophonic. Stereophonic, welcome to the show, my brother.
Oi, Mr. Five Skippers.
5 skippers.
You like it for the 5 skippers?
There's another skipper here. There's skippers all over, Chief.
No. Before I continue, everybody in the comments, panel. Mr. Oti, I hope you're good. You're gonna hear me say this a lot. Let us take this W and move on. You know what? I can compliment them and say it was a good second half. But I still feel with the past 3 games, we haven't really been tested. Maybe Stellenbosch was the test, but it was more like maybe we were comfortable. We were more comfortable in terms of letting them try and test us, but then no, we're gonna get that win, you know. But with this game, I know, we were not tested, and I just hope that somebody doesn't become delusional and think that come next week we meet Yellow Nation and then we're gonna give a performance of our lives. The ultimate test, not ultimate, but the test will be next week. So I'm confident, happy with the win. We're still number 2 goal difference, but yeah. Let me just
Can I ask you 2 things? Do you think that the test is not necessarily next week, but the reaction after next week? So regardless of whether you win or lose to Sundowns, how do you handle the next game? Could you say that that's maybe the thing, that if you lose to Sundowns, does it crush your spirit? You know, does it bring you back down to earth? If you win versus Sundowns, do you get cocky? That's the first question. And the second question I want to ask you is, do you think that Chiefs would be a dangerous team if they can nail down the starting 11? Because this feels like it was a fix. It feels like it was a redirection for the second half. Do you feel like if they get a first 11 right, this is a team that could do something here? Oh, Batman.
Okay, let me start with question 2. And the answer is yes. Yes. I mean, if you look at the past league-winning Kaizer Chiefs teams, they've had a solid, probably starting 7. So we can go back to 2015. You know it was Kune, you know it was Kata, you know it was Masilela, you know it was Mato, you know it was Mashamate. You know that. That was guaranteed. Then you knew there was Yeye. You knew there was Katsani. Clar. That's already starting 7. You knew. And that was it was pretty much the foundation. Because if you remember that season, we had probably Chiefs basically won that league on their defense. Besides the set pieces and all that stuff, they won on that defense. So if we have something solid and we build upon something that's solid, we will be dangerous. I'm not even saying we can be. We will be dangerous. Coming to your question against Sundowns, it will to see if they have improved or they've grown in terms of just mentally and also just as the team. You must look back at when we lost to Sundowns. And then we came back, but then there were certain games where we were unable to just control it. You can even go back to that Royal AM game where we led 2-0 and then we let that lead slip. So now I can say that yes, the tougher one will be our reaction after if we lose to Sundowns. And also if we win, we shouldn't be too arrogant. Then we must focus on the next. That's why every win I've taken, because I've supported Chiefs long enough to know that there will be a point where they start to disappoint you. So I'd rather say take that W, move on to the next game, give them the support. I'm speaking as a support. Give them that support, but take this W, and maybe we can grow much bigger kahunas if we're still leading by February. But we don't know. We don't know what could happen.
I want to bring in Ora. Ora, you got to close the show for me because of time. I'll be back on Thursday. I just have to check my schedule. I'll be back on Thursday where we can discuss all the games like we normally do. But Ora, welcome. Tell me what you think about the game.
Mr. Hoti, you good?
No, I'm good, my brother. I'm good. 3 points is always good. I always say.
Yeah, a win is a win, but people are thinking Navi. It's not Navi, it's BK.
Yeah.
The assistant
Yeah, civil war. Oh, civil war. Yaqala inkathazo.
Navi. It's this assistant coach that's been using whatever he has at his disposal for Lama win. But I wanted to say the attacking is not there. Let's not lie to ourselves, And I understand now when you demand so much of Chiefs, it's because you want to see title contenders. And we're not seeing title contenders. Honestly, it's not even been 5 games, but people, they're happy like we've won the league. So I'm thinking we should at least give it 10 games, see if we have our first team, a starting goalkeeper, and then decide, we'll see, okay, this is our team. This is the team we support. Right now, we're on squad rotation. We've got Ubani, Chislet, Silva. We've got some
Chislet, Silva, Shinga. Yeah.
Yeah, now, Lord. And I don't see them contributing or changing the game so far. It's been the players from last season. That have actually, tried to, grow or build consistency. But I don't know what you think.
Okay. No, I'll close off the show. I'll close off the show with my thoughts. Guys, remember, if Chiefs, Pirates, Mamelodi Sundowns, Bafana, Banyana are in action, we will be here watching the game. Kaizer Chiefs gets their 3rd win in the start of the season. 9 points up to this point. Have not conceded, which is something we have to speak about. So, this is what's interesting about this game. What's interesting about this game is, I think, it's a game of 2 halves, but it's a game of, I guess, the technical team that saw some mistakes and fixed them. And I guess the question that I'd ask of the Chiefs technical staff is, hey, I think now if you can focus on getting the team right from the first whistle, I think Chiefs can do a lot more, right? Nobody's going to denigrate the 3 points. I'm not going to talk down to say that the 3 points is not 3 points and all of that stuff. All I'm going to do is point out some things that could be a worry when you play versus teams that maybe are a little bit different from Richards Bay. And I don't want to look down and say that, because Vele 3 points is 3 points, 9 points is 9 points. This is a very good thing to build upon. You start off the game with three CDMs, essentially, 3 center mid CDMs. You have a deep line playmaker in Cele. You have sort of, I'd say, deep line playmaker-ish in Udlovu. Then you also have Umtetwa. I think the beginning of the game was a bit tough to have those players on the pitch at the same time. And we sort of saw it handbrake the attack a little bit. Richards Bay was not going to come out and play this game. Again, I'm going to get to them a little bit later or after this. But Richards Bay, there's this thing that smaller teams do that irritates me. But in any case, Chiefs came out, they got their chance, they scored it, top of the box finish. As I had said, that's probably the best place to try and score a goal. But there's still questions about what do you do for an entire game in terms of getting more than the 1 goal, making things comfortable more than anything. The one thing I will give to Kaizer Chiefs is that the Kaizer Chiefs in the second half realized that we just have to manage this game. It's the same credit I would give to a Sundowns and a Pirates to say you just see out that first 15, 20 minutes of the second half, and then you can pretty much play the game the way you want to play. When it comes to Richards Bay, I look at them and I go, I will never understand this thing of playing in extremes. You play with a low block-ish type setup, not necessarily low block, but you play in the low block-ish type setup. You don't go forward, you don't push Chiefs, you don't send people forward. It's 0-0, it's halftime. You come out from halftime and you send 4-5 players up top to go and chase Chiefs, opening up the defense. What do I say about Stellenbosch? The one mistake Stellenbosch makes against Kaizer Chiefs all the time is that they push all of their players forward and they allow Chiefs the opportunity to not have to play through Mtetwa, to not have to play through the players in the middle. They can basically go direct balls either to Sereno in the 10 or to whoever's in that space, and they now overwhelm you and they score. So I'll never understand why smaller teams tend to do that, and they do it versus Sundowns, Pirates, even against Chiefs right now. So guys, all I'm going to say is 3 points is 3 points. I'll have my thoughts up in full in about an hour's time. Please follow if you have not followed. Thank you to everybody that jumped in. Thank you to everybody that commented, that joined the panels. Thank you to those watching on YouTube. Follow if you have not followed, guys. I have an episode of A Week in the PSL that I put out on YouTube and Facebook. If you could please do me the favor of going to go watch those, that would be great. But guys, I'm not going to see you tomorrow. I'm going to then let you know if I'll be back on Thursday, but Friday definitely we'll reconvene for the weekend's action. Thank you guys so much for joining. I'll see you guys. Bye, everyone.